Good afternoon. It's November the 17th, 2014. Time to wrap it up. Okay, we came in the E-mini this morning wanting to sell failure to take out 40, and we were buyers in the 30 area, plus or minus. So actually, with resting limit orders, we're able to execute at 32.50, 33, and the market basically traded a trading range today. The market was taken back and forth by the large trader. We've had better trading opportunities than we've had today, no doubt. But right here is a beautiful retest failure off of the opening, and you're long in the 33 area right in here. And the market eventually trades up right to 40. Nice retest failure here. You could have been long here. You certainly could have taken yourself out right here for a nice little winner. Re-entered right here for a nice winner. If you were very, very bold, you could have gotten short when you took out that bar's low or that bar's low. If you're not so bold, you're short when you take out that bar's low. Short again when you take out that bar's low. Long again when you take out this bar's high. So the most consistent trade comes off the second B or the second S. And that's where we are. So I still see the same thing. Long as this guy hasn't really declared which side he's on, just kind of back and forth looking for 4 to as many as 8 handle moves. So we caught the mood of this market. We caught it well. We were pretty close to where we were spot on where resistance was, pretty close to where support was. So that's it for the E-mini. Now, every day we do this the same way. Nothing ever changes. So when we're looking at this market, the F1 market, you can see that we're dealing with P's, nothing but P's. And if you have to make a trade at the market, you're going to do it from the long side. And shorts, there have been great days to short. They just haven't produced that second and third day to be short very often. And if you've been long and hung around, the market's bailed you out. We keep making new contract highs, and I don't see any reason for that to change. So we're kind of inside right here. Volume is held. If I put this in, we're still dealing with a P. So buying the 20-30 area, selling failure to take out this high right now, still seems like the trade. Tomorrow we have PPI minus 1%, core at plus 1/10, National Association of Home Builders Index at 55, and then net long-term capital flow well after the market is closed. So this news, PPI won't play because the Fed is not raising interest rates to fight inflation. NAHB played last month due to the lack of news. Probably will tomorrow. So if you have to make a trade based on F1, it's from the long side. Looking at the F2 screen, I've seen stronger P's, no doubt. I've got time right here at 38.50, and I've got volume right here at 36.50. But it's definitely a P pattern. So, and if we come back and look at this entire structure, it's a P. So again, if you have to make a trade, you're buying into weakness to see if you can extend and take out the highs. So we got resistance at 40. So once again, selling failure to take out 40, 43 is the trade. If we get through 43, we're going to 50. So selling 49, 50. 1 will be the next trade. Not much in the way of news to move it tomorrow. But who needs news if Draghi's out there, right? Draghi can just pick up the mic and make every market go up. Last rotate down stopped at 33, so we're back in our then 36 and then 37. So this 35 area, give or take, assuming we close right here, at 38.50 would be buy one. For the overnight, would probably pull it a little lower for tomorrow. That's where support is, 35 plus or minus, and our 30.32 for buy two. We will make adjustments in the morning for our price levels, but that's the way I see it for on the assumption that we close at 20.38.5. Okay, I put a link into the room. Welcome to CNFT. It's the #2 button on our website. For those of you that are visiting the room, there's a video on each one of the charts. There's a video on the market profile, and that's the best place to get started. To find out who we are and try to pick up on the vocabulary as quickly as possible. It's good information, well worth your while, whether you stay with us or not, but it will greatly enhance your understanding of the market profile and how it's to be used. And it's the best objective tool out there, bar none. And the reason I say that is that you deal with one conditional, one if statement. So it's got a probability of being right 67% of the time. And there isn't a technical study out there that even approaches that by half. So do yourself a favor, start learning about the profile. All markets look the same through the profile. Okay, we got a higher low and a higher high, but we sold today. So we're going to have resistance in the 16 to 20 area, maybe as high as 24. And we're going to have support in the 2604, 2608 area. So this market says we can be a buyer of weakness. Okay, at the F2 screen, double distribution down, definitely a B. So the two screens, the two time frames are not congruent. They're not in agreement. Without a major piece of news, the best we could hope for tomorrow would be a trading range. So because it's a B pattern, I'm looking for us to go a little bit lower. We've got volume down here in this 11 area. So our like to get long 5 to 9 down here, get long beneath this volume, this first volume that we have right here, kind of lean against this volume right over here in the 5 areas. So we'll make the first buy 5 to 9 on the assumption that the mini is going to hold its own, and then 29 to 01 for buy 2. On the sell side, sell failure to take out 18 to 22. And then we're going to sell 27s to 31s. No news to drive tomorrow's trading. Okay, the knob spread came in today. They sold off the 30 years, so started out with it north of 15 this morning, and we went out at 14.29 beneath 15. So longer term players, and we had good news this morning for the financials, yet they sold. So we definitely have a B pattern, and right here we're going to sell failure to take out 16 to 23. And 27 to 31 on the buy side. To get a little deeper, we've got volume right down here at 02. So we're going to try to buy 31s to 03. Against that high volume area, and then 21 to 25. This thing, the knob spread comes in, can get down there in a hurry. Looking at gold, I like the short side of gold, and I think it's going to be sold, and given the absolute necessity for central banks to continue to print money, when gold starts to get out of hand to the upside, they'll whack it. They'll throw $1 billion at the market, and knock it on its rear. So I see 75 to 80 as support, and 90 to 95 as resistance, definitely 1200. So looking at the F2 screen, we've got a B, and we've got this breakout from right here. So we're make 78 to 80, buy one, let them get stops below this morning's lows, and then 73, 75 for buy two. On the sell side, 88 to 90, where we were this morning, and 93, 95 for sell two. One unfortunate thing about that fellow that they just beheaded in Syria, he did not submit. He died as a warrior. He's an ex-ranger who converted to Islam, but he didn't give those SOBs the satisfaction of saying what they wanted him to say. Then they were going to saw his head off. My commendations to that guy. Died by the warrior's code, as best we can tell. Okay, crude oil, we're kind of stuck, like we said. This 76.50 would be $3, 3.5 off. We had a low of 73.30. We just about made 76.30. That's $3 off the low. So selling 75 to 76, sell one. And if we go higher, this area up here, so I'd say 76.50 to 75 would be sell two. Might be a little bit lower than that. And on the buy side, 74, 75, 75. I'd really rather be short than long. And then 74, 74 and a quarter for buy two. But I like the short side of crude because there's more crude being produced than being consumed right now. And the production in Canada, the Bakken and the Texas tight shale formations is what's creating the weakness in crude. Until we get economic growth, that's not going to change. How many barrels of production of crude oil are too many? 1 barrel. And I learned that the hard way back in the mid-1980s. Draghi, we might buy gold, we might buy stocks. We're going to buy sovereign debt too. Whatever it takes. Now, he didn't whip out his checkbook. He just turned on the mic switch, and this guy is really, really, really good at doing that. So Goldman told us 120 is where we're headed, but they said in 2015, and they're probably right. It might be a little hard to make that this year. But on the sell side is where we want to be. So we've got resistance 65 to 75, sell one, and then our 90 to the buck for sell two. And on the buy side, we'll make 30 to 40, buy one. And then 124 even, 24.10 for buy two. And that will do it for November the 17th, 2014. God, I can't believe we already had our first snow. 3 inches, too. It's pretty good snow. The light kind that was easy to shovel. You all have a great evening. I'll see you. Well, actually, I'm going to come back after I turn this recording off. I want to talk about a couple of things.